Is your love for robins unintentionally putting them in danger? That little flash of red, a welcome sight in any British garden, is facing a surprising threat, and you might be contributing to it without even realizing it. But don't worry, because keeping our beloved robins safe isn't about drastic changes. It's about making a few simple, yet crucial, adjustments to your garden setup. Across the UK, robins bring joy to our outdoor spaces throughout the year. However, increasing pressure on their natural habitats and dwindling food sources means they desperately need our help. By making some straightforward tweaks to where you place feeders and nest boxes, and by practicing good hygiene, you can significantly improve their chances of survival and ensure they keep visiting your garden, day after day. Why now is the time to act? Gardens have become vital havens for robins, providing them with food, shelter, and water as their wild spaces disappear. With increasingly unpredictable weather patterns, including warmer spells and erratic frosts, coupled with a decline in insect populations, the support we offer becomes even more critical, particularly in late winter when their energy reserves are running low. And this is the part most people miss. Predation risk from cats also dramatically increases near hedges and fences, where they lie in wait, ready to pounce. But families can have a huge impact on the bird's survival rate by giving robins safe access to food sources and quick escape routes to cover. The 2-meter rule, a life-saving distance. Robins are more likely to stay where they feel safe and secure. The placement and maintenance of feeders and nest boxes can make all the difference between a fleeting visit and a regular stop-off point. Feeder placement: position ground or hanging feeders roughly 2 meters, about 6.5 feet, away from dense hedges, shrubs, or walls where cats might be hiding. This critical gap acts as a buffer zone, deterring ambushes, while still allowing the robins to dart for cover if necessary. Escape routes: provide a nearby bolt hole, such as a thorny shrub, a rose arch, or a small tree with airy branches. These offer quick and easy escape routes should danger arise. Perch management: keep perches short to prevent larger birds from monopolizing the feeder and intimidating robins. Robins are naturally shy and will avoid feeders dominated by bigger birds. Water access: refresh water regularly in a shallow dish, placing it in an open area where birds can easily see their surroundings. Remember, safety is a direct result of your garden design. Distance to cover, clear sightlines, and clean equipment are the keys to keeping robins returning to your garden. Nest boxes: creating a robin-friendly home. Robins prefer quiet, sheltered spots for nesting, and are sensitive to harsh sunlight and driving rain. The main rule of thumb is to avoid extremes. Choose a calm, secluded corner and ensure that fledglings have a clear, low-flight path to the nearest shrub or bush. Orientation: face nest boxes between north and east to minimize exposure to the strongest sun and wettest winds. Location: select a discreet location that is out of the reach of cats and away from busy pubs and doorways. Autumn cleaning: clean out nest boxes in the autumn, once you're sure they're no longer in use, by removing old nesting material. This helps prevent the buildup of parasites and diseases. Feeder hygiene: wash feeders regularly with hot water, rinse thoroughly, and allow them to air dry completely before refilling. This helps prevent the spread of harmful bacteria that can weaken birds, especially those already under stress. By facing boxes between north and east, keeping them in quiet areas, and cleaning them after the breeding season, you're giving the robins a healthier start to the next year. Food and water: the robin buffet. Robins are particularly fond of soft, high-energy foods. They naturally hunt insects, so garden offerings that mimic this diet are highly effective. And while food is important, remember that water, even a shallow tray, is just as crucial as calories. Robin favorites: offer dried or live mealworms, suet pellets, grated mild cheese, finely chopped soaked raisins, and soft seed mixes. Feeding schedule: scatter a small amount of food on the ground at dawn and late afternoon, topping up small amounts rather than leaving a large heap. Foods to avoid: stay clear of salty scraps, stale bread, and large whole nuts, which can pose a choking hazard. Bird bath safety: keep the bird bath shallow with a sloping edge so that robins can safely sit and bathe. 7 simple actions you can take this weekend. Here are 7 actions that families can take this weekend to make their garden more robin-friendly. Measure the gap: ensure there's a 2-meter gap between feeders and the nearest dense hedge or fence. Relocate feeders: move feeders to a spot with open sidelines and a quick dash to a thorny or spiky shrub. Add water: place an open dish of water at ground level, away from cover where cats could lurk. Offer treats: provide a small handful of mealworms or suet pellets at breakfast and again in the late afternoon. Clean feeders: wipe down feeders and perches, and empty any moldy seed before refilling. Prepare nest boxes: fix up or prepare a nest box in a quiet corner facing between north and east. Pet rules: agree on house rules for pets, such as attaching a bell to their collar and keeping cats indoors at dawn and dusk during peak bird activity. Keep cats and wildlife safe together, a balancing act. Millions of people share their homes with cats and also love garden birds. Small changes can protect both. A quick-release collar with a bell warns wildlife of the cat's presence. Keeping cats indoors at dawn and dusk reduces hunting during peak bird activity. Avoid placing food in low, hidden spots that allow cats to stop unseen. Raise ground-level food onto trays with clear surrounds, and remove anything that a cat could use as a springboard near feeders. What to watch for in winter and spring. Robins sing boldly during mild winter days to defend their territory. They often nest early, and you might notice furtive trips under ivy or into thick shrubs as spring approaches. If you spot fledglings on the lawn, resist the urge to tidy nearby cover or to feed them by hand. The parents remain close and will guide the fledglings to safety. Remember to keep dogs on a lead near hedges during fledging season. Small spaces, big gains, robin-friendly living for everyone. Don't have a lawn? Even a balcony dish of water and a pot of hardy herbs can help. A planter of rosemary or thyme attracts insects, which in turn provide food for robins on nearby roofs and fences. A single wall-mounted box in a shaded area can add nesting options in terrace rows where natural cavities are scarce. If you rent, choose portable feeders with trays to keep your neighbors happy. Make it a family project, learning and caring together. Turn robin care into a weekend routine. Children can measure the 2-meter safety gap, note which foods disappear first, and record the first robin song, first bath, and first sighting of a juvenile. This simple log can become a year-long calendar of wildlife on your doorstep. If you want to take it a step further, join a garden bird count and submit your sightings. Your data can help track trends that shape future advice on how to protect our precious robins. But here's where it gets controversial. Some argue that interfering with nature's course is wrong, even if it's done with good intentions. Is it truly our place to manipulate the environment to favor one species over another? And could these artificial feeding stations inadvertently create a dependency that ultimately harms the robins in the long run? What do you think? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.